Hi there, welcome. This is Asha Light Eagle Whispers Healing with my ancestors. And this is a spiritual shamanic journey day 4. I didn't receive anything day 3 because I didn't sleep so well. So, yeah, and I didn't know if I was going to receive anything today or not. But I have. And I'm going to do it same as I did before, which means that I'm going to listen to my phone and see what I have recorded because I don't remember. So let's see. Let me just listen. So the first thing that came up was branches of tree, and it was the highest branches out of it all. And how I see that is that it is time to climb so high. It is time to climb that high. And it's time to see what is outside of the bubble, because you have been seeing things on a lower part. So if I should if I should talk like a shaman, I was about to say, but yeah, you have been on, walking on the Middle Earth only, and it's time to climb to the upper world. It's time to see the bigger perspective instead of the bubble. Okay, let's see. It is what I am saying is that it is time to work with that upper world and with the energy of that. Okay, so it's time for an energy change complete. Yeah, your intention. I'm talking about the intention next, which talks about that you need to see what your intentions are and what you have done with that will of thoughts. Okay, let's see. And even if maybe you have tried to do something about it and to sort of make a change, you couldn't do because there have been the blockage have been so bad upon you that it have been difficult for you to have an understanding for what sort of intention it is that you need to work with, but also what you need to release. Okay. Okay, creativity. So I received fire in a dream, and that's why I say letting go. So it's time to work with the fire element. For you, it will be working with the fire element, water element. Okay, so it means energies that surrounds feelings, but also that surrounds actions. Okay, mental health, but also to release what you have been holding within yourself. Yeah, water is to work with emotions. and you keep everything within yourself, and it's time to build up, let go and see. You need to see what you have achieved till today as well, and you need to see what you are holding on to and what it is that you need to release. And it's time to develop things. The main in all this will be to work with what have been within your childhood, but also with what have been in the past, okay? It will help us to answer what the problems are today, what the blockage is today, and to release that so that you can do whatever it is that you wish so much. Yeah, releasing. What is important for you to think about is to believe in yourself more than what you do, and give yourself a little credit. Oops. Hold on. Oops, I lost my. I'm listening. I have to re-listen to the notes, Ari. Yeah, to be creative. Let go whatever you don't need. Water is to, work with the emotions. Okay. Yeah, develop your feelings. The feelings that needs to work with is the childhood, yeah. Okay, so I'm back in track a little bit. Sorry for that. While realizing a lot in the truth, it will help you to release. It will help you to spark and to believe a little bit in yourself, till what you have done now and also in the past, because your self-esteem, your femininity is very low. The one that is controlling you is your masculine side, and you're super masculine. You're going to receive signs, and you need to learn to understand the signs. And also what I said is that it is time for you to put an end to the past. It's time to cleanse that out, and it's time to move forward, and to build up a new relationship with yourself as a human being, but also with the world and what is around, okay? The next thing that I'm talking about is the truth, that it's time to see the truth, face things face to face, and realize the truth of situations, instead of locking it in within like you have been doing. It's time to see the truth and also to release it, okay? You have been blaming the situation. You have been blaming yourself very, very much for things that have happened in your past. And just because of the blame that you have done, have helped to completely block you. So you have been blocked very much. And also maybe people have been holding away some of the truth from you so that you may not be hurt. But even if your mind can't remember something, your soul can, okay? You have done a very heavy journey. It's time to let go of an attachment that you're holding on to. And I'll talk more about it because the attachment that I have dreamt of is horrible. I have had nightmares, and yeah, I don't know how you have been walking around with that, and I don't know, I get so emotional when I think about it because the attachment is horrible that you're holding on to. And I do believe that some of it, I don't know how much, but somehow energy-wise, that is connected with your past lives. And I don't believe it's just one life. I believe that it's more than that. And the pictures that I received in my head was horrible. And I'll talk about it afterwards. I didn't record that here. Yeah, build up self-esteem. Okay, what I'm saying here is that it's time to look at the picture that you have in mind about spirituality, okay? Because you have put a picture and belief on how things should be, and instead of, you know, working with an empty mind and all, you have already a picture of how it should be, and that is another way to block yourself as well, because you're walking with blinds on and you're not realizing that you're being too sharp, and you want this so much. There is a greed in it, like wanting, but at the same time, you're trying to balance that somehow. So it's like you have been trying to help yourself a little bit in this, but yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's time to erase that picture and build up a new. I don't have any coffee. I'm talking about the picture that you have been holding on to. The picture, I mean. Yeah. It's time to become earthy. You're very masculine. Okay. I need to stop that and listen to my thoughts now. It's time for you to be earthy. And when it comes to you, even if you are sensitive, you are so masculine. You know, the masculine side of you takes over. And even if you have a lot of emotions and all, your emotions can take over, and especially the masculine side emotions. And it means that you can, again, bash out, you can get angry, controlling, confused, panicky, and all that. So it's time to be earthy, okay? It's time to ground and shield, but not too much. Okay. I know that you mentioned before that you don't remember your dreams, okay? But you have had many nightmares, okay? sorry, you have had many nightmares, and you don't maybe remember, but your unconscious, your subconscious maybe doesn't remember, but your unconscious does. And the dreams that you have been having is not the most easiest dreams to face. It have been hard upon you, okay? It have been difficult, and maybe even scared you, and that's why you're not wanting to remember when you wake up. And I'm not talking about I'm not talking just about now in time, but also going back to childhood, for an example, and upwards. What I also got, but as I mentioned, that I see a soul that is attached to you. I don't know if that soul is someone that you have met on your path, okay? Or if it's a soul that passed but didn't want to and is attached, okay? So that is something that scared me a lot when I saw that picture. I'll talk about it. Let me just listen to the end. Oops, sorry. Yeah, what I'm saying is that sit and focus without rushing. You need to see what you're not understanding. I know I'm rambling at the moment, but yeah, free yourself. Ask the horse to help to free yourself. Okay. Especially when it comes to your root chakra, your sexuality, you building bond with people. Okay. Because this is the base out of all. This is the basic. It's time to step into a new cycle of life, which you will do. Okay. I'm glad to hear that. And it's time to make some choices, which is important. And the block that you're holding on to is a very strong blockage. And that block is very greedy energy. You have been trying to control things and balance things, but it have been hard for you. Yeah, it's time to, refocus. It's time for you to find some gratitude, love, grace. And I mean within your soul now. And bring out the yang within you a little bit more. Okay. Repicture the situations. Yeah, it's like it's time to clear your mind on how things should be and walk with an empty mind. People have drawn you in conflicts in the past without you even wanting to be or to participate in it. And that have been very difficult upon you because you have put so much of feelings about all that within yourself. Because when you do something, when you do work with your spiritual side, you try to do as much as possible in an honest way as possible as well. And you put your soul into what you do as well. But people have misused that in the past, and you need to, you know, understand that as well. Let me see what I am saying forward. Oh, poison. I said poison. Okay. I mean the word exactly, poison, because you, your mind sometimes have been poisoned into situations, into how things should be and not to be. And somehow I feel like in the beginning it was fun to do that, and people enjoy that and all. But then what I'm getting is that when people sort of got tired, maybe, I'm not sure if that's that or not, that was difficult for you to understand, because it's like it changed like from day to night. That's how a big of a change that became. I don't know if this is again back to your childhood, or if it's in the youth situations where you have been. Okay, let's see. And even now, maybe. Choices to make. Okay, what I'm going to talk about now is in one of the dreams I saw the eye. And when I do see things like that, it talks about black magic, hex of some sort, or people's negative intentions and influence upon you. But it's more than influence, because it's leaving an attachment upon you. So like a hex, I don't know if you can understand that or not. Your inner self know about the attachment that is holding on to you, but you don't want to know, so you have been trying to block that off. I'm talking about bounding. So I talked about a hex, you know, maybe someone have done some sort of a hex or spell or something, blocked your energies to be able to reach what it is that you want because of envy. And this is the last thing that I recorded. Okay, so that's that. Let me put that away. Okay, the first dream that I had, and I have put them all together, so I'm not going to say 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to talk about all the situation. And I have mentioned some of it already. But the first thing that came was that there is an attached soul to you. And with that came a soul as well. And that scared the hell out of me. I woke up because I almost could feel the heavy soul, and I was scared. I woke up and was scared, and I could feel how that sort of soul turned. So that's one thing that you're, that is attached to you. And I don't know if you ever have felt like you're walking around with a shadow, okay? If you have ever felt like that, it was correct, because you are having a shadow with you that is walking around you, and sometimes even controlling your thoughts and actions, but not everything, because your will is strong, okay? So I'm not saying that this have taken over you completely or anything like that, no. But it's very negative. It's nothing good. Nothing good comes out of such attachments. And what have made me to sort of wonder if that's the soul that is attached, or I don't know how to call that, the energy that is attached. If that, because we talked about me saying that you might have lost either a baby brother or a brother or sister that should have been older than you, very little older than you actually. So, and we talked about a twin. And I wonder if you have lost a twin and that twin didn't want to move forward, and it's attached to you. It's like your little shadow. I don't know if you can understand all this or not, but this is how I feel. And as this is a masculine soul, because I feel that this is a he somehow. So as I get the masculine energy with this energy or soul or whatever I should call it, is what makes you to be angry, to hold on to anger, bitterness, and so on. So that's the first thing, okay? The next thing that I received was pictures from earlier lives. As I mentioned already, is that I saw a person piercing your shoulder with an arrow, okay? And you told me that you could understand that and that you, in this life, have this problem as well. But what I also saw a picture of is that you were in a life beaten up very badly. And there were not just one person or, people beating you, but couple. I don't know where you were at that time. I was trying to see if that was Africa or not, or if it was another place. I'm not sure. Somehow I felt I was in, I was about to say the Middle East, but in Egypt, okay? Those pictures, which came so fast, made me to think about Egypt. I don't know if you ever have thought about that. But in that life you were beaten up, and you lost your memory. You didn't know, you didn't have connection with you. It's like walking around the world like an empty soul. And I think that you were a male at that time as well. And the beating that went on was horrible, because I could see faces coming down at me like that, and just, beating. When I think of that, I just want to vomit, sorry, because that was horrible to go through and dream. It was emotionally difficult, and I tried to have an understanding towards the dream itself, so that I don't make something wrong. And what I did do is I did pull some cards just to receive some clearance, okay? To the past a little bit. I just felt I wanted to do that and have an understanding. And the first card I'm picking is the first card that I'm picking up. What have I written? Jeez, I don't have a clue. I truly don't have a clue. This is difficult. This wasn't the most easiest thing to do, honestly. Why? So, I'm going to show. This is the first card that came up, and what I have written on it is Three of Blades. Which for me talks about going through difficulties to let go, to be torn away, to be half and half in between, to say goodbye. When it comes to relations, this has been difficult upon you. And just by having that pain and hurt within yourself have been strong upon you. This has been very difficult for you. The next card that I picked is Three of Staffs. And if I should think about how to work and cleanse the energy, it talks about it's time to be creative. It's time to erase the picture that you have on how things should be. It's time to work on the emotions that have been very hurtful and hard upon you. Okay. Let's see, what is the next card that I did pick up? I did pick up Papa Coin. Okay, here you have. And this talks a little bit of what I already said. It's time to be earthy. It's time to bring out the masculinity, but balancing it out as your femininity is very little. It's time to balance those in between. Okay. How many cards did I pick? Nine of Blades. Was the next card that I picked. And it talks about, for me, this talks about nightmares, trying to have an understanding, trying to help yourself not to fall, feeling overwhelmed with very big fear. This is heavy energy for me. Okay. I have a couple of more cards and I need to see what I have written here. And I have written as much as 9 of Staffs. But with this card, this is Nine of Staffs. I guess this is Nine of Wands. For me, this talks about creativity, being creative, sitting, meditating, looking through. It's time to get out of the cage, because you're like in a cage. You feel like you want so much more, but you're not getting anywhere. Even if you can walk, you feel like you're in a cage, your soul. And it's time to release that. See, this goes along with the dreams that I had. And then you receive the Sun. And for me, the Sun talks about joy, positivity, working with your root chakra, working with your meeting with people, relations, sexuality, and all that, and free your self from what have been blocked. And here comes the horse. If you think about the Sun, what's in the picture? It's the horse usually, and what more, a child. And so this, I can understand this card completely, totally. The next card that I did pick up is the Universe. It's time to step into a new cycle of life, and this is exactly what you want to do. You want to succeed. You want to step into a new cycle. And you know what needs to be done as well. You're strong. And there are so many energies speaking through you. And that's why you're feeling blocked, because some of the energies maybe are not coming through because of the attachment that you're holding on to when it comes to the other soul. So, but you're receiving a lot of energies communicating with you. There is one more card, okay. Let me just see what I have written there. Thank you for, Seven of Gourds. I don't know if I'm reading this correctly, but this is the next card. And what you're receiving here talks about, for me, choices. This is a very nice card, but talks about choices. Talks about also disappointments. Choices and disappointments, okay, is what I'm getting with this card. So it's both positive and negative. So it means that when I will start doing the work later on today, this is the energies that I need to work with. And it goes along with the dreams that I have seen. And it was very emotional for me to talk about that, because I wanted to vomit in some of the scenes that I felt and still can feel. So I can understand you being masculine and overprotective towards, for example, your family or people who are close to you, and you're not scared to give in if you have to. I mean, get into situations, put yourself in situations if you have to do that, you do that, even if you know that things can, get out of hand. And you better overprotect yourself instead of not having any protection at all. So it's easy for you to overdo this, okay? So what I will be working with is to remove the shadow that is attached to you, to remove some sort of a spell or hex. I don't know what that is about. When I remove that, even if you're going to become a little bit more balanced when it comes to feminine, because your feminine side needs to come out a little bit more than the masculine, but you need a balance there between yin and yang. So it means that you're going to climb. You know, I talked about, you know, the branches of leaves or in trees. It's time for you to climb that high to the upper world a little bit and see the bigger perspective of the situation. And this is what I will be working with. This is where I received. And I hope that you are eating light. I hope that you can understand all this. Let me know. Message me afterwards in Messenger. Let me know how you understand it. I am joyful and happy that you could understand the first 2 videos and my rambling. I don't know if I am. If I am, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to. But this will bring a lot of emotions out. And this will bring a lot of truth as well within yourself. And it will release a shadow. So I'm happy to know what I need to work, how I need to do. And I'm going to do that today, tomorrow, and on Sunday. And on Monday, your Monday, what will be morning, I guess, or something like that, we'll talk and we'll communicate about what I have worked and done and what I haven't. And we'll give it some time to see how the energies will be balancing, because just because I'm not continuing after Sunday doesn't mean that you're not going to go through cleansing, because you are. And for some people that might take between 3 to even 2 weeks to feel the change. And for some people it takes 3 days to 5, but for some people it takes 2 weeks. I don't know your case. But now you know what came through, and now you know what I will work with. And let's see. And till we communicate Monday, you be safe out there. Be as normal as possible. Eat light, no meat. Okay, remember that. No heavy foods of any sort. And yeah, let's see how you will receive the healing and how you will feel. And you're welcome to message me on Messenger through this time. Tell me about your experiences, and that's that. Blessings.